we are just going to get started with the first tree. No, what did I click? Okay, so I think what I'd like to do is start a new game. We'll see, let's check the options real quick and see if it recommends. Doesn't look like it's recommending a game controller, so we'll check that out once we get in there. Yeah, so I saw this in the Steam Summer Sale. It recommended it to me in world building, and it said it drew some comparisons between Journey and Edith Finch. And I thought, you know what, that seems good. Let's do that. So we'll try it out. I think it's got a pretty short gameplay too, so maybe we'll get through it in one day. We shall see. Here we go, or one sitting rather. Okay, so we'll start a new game. So the opening screen, I'm seeing footprints as it's loading. The opening screen looks like a mama fox with baby foxes. The mama fox was looking off into the distance. Looks like my voice on the world game is coming through. So we're seeing a snowy forest, sun coming up over some mountains. Fox. Can't tell what his mama sleeps sort of in a snowy cave. It's waking up. Oh, I moved the mouse and I can move the camera. Fox stands up.
Are you awake?
Oh, I can.
I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
There are captions, subtitles. Let's turn those on.
Yeah, a bit. You should get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
All right.
Interesting. I have no idea who those people are. I can use the Steam controller. I just jumped over a log. Ooh. So I'm just going to keep running forward, see what happens. If I push the jump button twice, I jump twice as high. What's this? See something on the ground. It's a baby fox. How do I...
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
I interacted with it. Is this a dead baby fox? Well, that's terrible. There are a bunch of crows around it. I should have put a content warning on this. Now she's walking, she's not running. I feel bad leaving this. I don't know what to do. Well, I guess I'll try leaving it now. She can run.
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other 2 children. So she took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
Okay, so at the top of the hill, it pulls back so you can see her really tiny. Oh, and this is the title screen, the first tree. Sorry, my joints are really itching. Because they hurt. Sometimes it manifests as itchiness.
The fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
I think he's speaking to the point of view, because when you're playing the fox, you're kind of like right behind her butt when you're directing her. And I can see points of light in the distance. So they were right on top of each other. That's what that tinkly noise was me touching the lights. So it's a snowy forest, but now it looks like the next one's spaced pretty far out. So I'll just head towards that. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to be exploring more, but in Journey that didn't do me a lot of good, so I'm just going to keep doing a straightforward thing for now. Here's a bunch of lights all together. Looks like I have to touch them to get credit for seeing them. Looks like there's one way over there. Kind of out of their line. And I'm gonna head towards it anyway. It's really nice music. That might be a little loud in the stream though, so let me turn that down. Let me turn it down on my end. There's stuff on the ground. These look like notebooks, like a kid's project, and a clock just sitting on the ground. Like one says graph. There's like a drawing that says heh. Those sparkles are okay up there. Oh, and there's a twisty light to my left. Let me get to this real quick. Oh, I can't get up there. I can get up to this one. Oh, turning my head is a pain in the butt. I jumped twice. Come on. Am I not allowed on this? There we go. Just didn't jump correctly. Let's go to this twisty thing up here. Although I wonder if I should have gotten all of the lights in the valley if I skipped to the end by accident. You know? If I followed it the right way. Yeah, that feels like it went goes in. Let's go get the rest of the lights in this valley. Oh no, there's another one over there. Well, heck, now I don't know what to do. Because I'm right-handed. I'm missing it up that way. Because I came from up here. Oh, here's another object. Oh, it's a playground like spin thing. Kids run like a merry. Oh no, not a merry-go-round. Maybe that's what it is. Trying to get up where I was before. Now I just think I'm running around in circles. Yeah, there are lights everywhere. I'm doomed. This is confusing. Had a delicious lunch, by the way. Checked on the husband, who's doing a bunch of chores. Just getting out of his way so we can listen to a podcast while he does it. Okay, so we approach this light. I'm gonna dig.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
So we dug up an old wooden train with this like swirling helix. There's one up high and there's one all the way that way. We'll go back to the up high one. Now that feels like a going on. Let me try this one down here real quick. So I don't know who these people are, but it sounds like the male had a dream, and I am playing the dream. And she's sort of comforting him, it kind of sounds like. I'm not sure. Oh, here's a toy airplane. If I dig it back, it does something. Nope. Okay. Mine makes me run. Okay. This looks like an old kid's playground with a slide and a rocket. I'm just supposed to explore this valley a little bit more. I'm getting credit for catching the shiny things, but not necessarily for discovering the stuff on the ground. Okay, so here's another spot I can dig at.
As a kid, did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Yeah, I think I only did it once, when I was in the 4th grade. You know how my life was around then. I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distracted me. So I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly, embarrassingly enough.
I don't think that's
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly.
Yeah.
For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class. When I sat down, a group of boys immediately made fun of it.
Well, that's not cool.
They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy.
Oh,
When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had carved it. I said it was a joke gift my friend had given me.
oh, that's so sad.
Kids can be so cruel.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing we bounced back at all.
Love the voice acting in this, but heck, that's sad. Kids are. I had a very interesting childhood. Undiagnosed autistic, and kids are definitely cruel, and they seemed to when I was a kid, they seemed to automatically peg whatever was different or other and just make it worse. There's a thing up there, I think. The sound of the rain. I don't see it. Yeah, I see a little bit of rain. Always love games with rain in it. I find it very soothing. This music is pretty good too. It's not my favorite, but not bad. Okay, so it looks like there's light to my right. Kind of straight ahead of me. I'm going back to this point on the left because it's bothering me that I got close to it and didn't finish it, so here's this stuff here. Life is Fun, which is now stuck in my head as the name of it. It's called The First Tree. I don't know where I got that from. Like the tone and stuff doesn't match at all. Okay, next point to dig at.
Usually those kids would leave me alone, but somehow they could tell I was different. They made fun of how far away I lived. They called my dad a sourdough. I was a blabbermouth as a kid, telling my dad stories I made up for hours. But after that show and tell, I didn't tell him much anymore. He didn't know exactly what was wrong, but his best guess was that the toys he carved weren't cool enough. He carved me a tank and tried to tell me what it was like to be in a real tank as a serviceman.
I didn't know your dad was in the military.
I just dug up a little
Yeah,
tank.
in the army. The sad thing is that I'd pretty much forgotten until just now.
There's a tank.
There's so much I still don't know about him.
I'm sorry. He knows how much you love him. You're going to see him again soon and have some closure, I'm sure.
There's a tank over here in the snow. So it doesn't seem to matter in what order I dig stuff up in. Like the dirt spots are just dirt spots until I dig and then the thing appears, the toy so far. Interesting. Okay, so tank. Right, let's go find another point of light. What is this? What is this? It's a rabbit. I'm chasing the rabbit. I don't know if I can catch it or not. Is this part of the game? Nope. I can't seem to catch it. And now it's gone. Terrible at that kind of thing. Okay, I found a ball. Oh, like a playground. There's something up there that I wanted to look at though. The bunny rabbit distracted me from. I'm supposed to catch bunny rabbits. I don't know how to. Never really gain on it. So this looks like a chalkboard with a fox drawn on it. Maybe a projector screen rolled up and like one of those carts. And then like a kid's school chair. Looks like something's glitched out. I'm like embedded in the snow up here. It could just be a tree. I saw something shiny. Oh, it's a school bus. Stuck in the snow. And some shiny things. School bus is proportional to Itty Bitty Fox. I saw a light over here. I may have missed one chasing the bunny. There it is again. It's an achievement. Okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but I'm irritated, so I'm leaving it alone. Okay, there's light over here. What's that? Stop by this playground. Bench knocked over. A slide. Some tables and chairs. A jump puzzle. Least favorite puzzles. There's another point I can dig up.
The older I got, the more I withdrew. I asked myself, why talk to anybody anyway? Why bother when I'm happy by myself? I started drawing a lot, mostly animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies. I think that idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career. I found a lot of solace in that.
I'm not surprised, but I did the same thing, you know? There's something special about having a place to call your own.
And now look at us. Well, if you count renting in an overpriced city.
It's as close as we can get for now.
No! Ugh, I hate jump puzzles. There, got it. Oh, please don't die. Okay, Fox doesn't die after falling from high spaces. That's a swing. And a baseball hat. This looks like a car. Looks like a Humvee. There's light over there. Screen's going dark. Well, I hope I got everything in that area. Probably didn't. Okay, now I'm in a green meadow. Trees are green. Music has changed. Seem to be stalking something. There's light over there. Go look behind me just in case. Big old wall of grass.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages,
You.
break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage.
Oh,
My dad was furious,
that's a lot.
but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
Oh. See a new kind of sparkle. This one's purple, it's mine. There are butterflies. I now have butterflies. They fell down. I don't have butterflies anymore. Okay, so do y'all make me jump special high or something? There's a chalkboard, police car. Yeah, I do get to jump special high. I keep missing that damn sparkle, but whatever. Must be doing it wrong. Okay, let's go over here. Oh, missed it again. Come back. Give me the sparkle. Yes, I got it. Okay, so help me jump extra high. More sparkles. A police car. Butterflies everywhere, yellow ones. Table and chairs. Spot to
He
dig.
was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing.
Keys.
One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Okay, purple butterflies. I got instructions to get those and then double jump. And I did, and I made it, and I'm awesome. I don't need them again. Oh, I hate jump puzzles. It's a pain not being able to really turn the camera in an easy way. It's not my favorite thing. Might be easier to just use as a keyboard. Okay, this path for whatever reason seems to be a little more straightforward than the direction I'm supposed to go in, or maybe I'm just getting the hang of this. Kudos. I'm up to 38 sparkle butts. This is clearly a place of no return. Okay. Boss battle. Because it's a huge drop. Oh, there's the purple and yellow truck. Nope. That's what I wanted. I'll just put it over here. 39 sparkles. This rock will let me walk up it. And I can jump to get that sparkle. No, I missed. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Just want to do that. Yeah, I got it. Okay. 40. Just stick at this spot over here. Actually, next to run or not run. I think there's a spot over here. It's hard to see amongst the trees.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I had proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
Some waterfall. And there's a purple jump help with the butterflies. Oh, I got him. I get 2 sets. I can. Haha.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
So I just climbed over a wall. It wanted me to have 3, but I did it with 2. And I can see where I could have had all 3. Interesting. So I just climbed over an actual wall using 2 butterfly jump assists. Nice storytelling demonstration, visual blah blah blahs. Dig spot.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier.
Sketches of foxes and
I
stuff.
wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
there's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
So I'm in a giant open field with these clumps of rocks that look like they have water coming out of them. So I'm just going to inspect one real quick. Oh, I jumped into one. And I'm getting a new loading screen. So hopefully that was meant to be. New forest. No grass. I mean, not as much grass, fieldy stuff. See a place to dig, I think, right in front of me, but I also see little lights all around. So let's go get these lights, I guess. Oh, this looks like a path. Oh, it super is. I'm not taking this path yet. Hang on. Because I thought I saw something over here. Oh, that looks like another path. Up to 50 sparkles. I unlocked an achievement. Oh, I see more forest that way, but no lights. So let's go check out. Sounds like we're gonna get different music on each section. Really hope I'm discovering everything. I wonder if that changes the story if you don't. I wonder if it lets you advance if you haven't discovered everything. Oh, there's a tree over here. I'm getting serious sounds, so I'm gonna back up. Go look at this other place first. Oh man. This spot.
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time.
There's a birdhouse.
If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
These are gravestones all over us. I'm not gonna be able to read. Let's go back to this light before we go to other lights. This one's by a tree, and the name of this game is the first tree, so maybe this is an important tree. I don't know. That light moved. It moved again. I don't know how I did that. This is 1 of 3. It was like a bobbing light. I like I dug at it, I guess. Digging at a new spot.
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out.
Nice.
For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
So sad. Got a house buried in the grass. Dig spot.
On our property, there were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real, growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
Oh, I saw a light over here. Bushes are really big. Must have been mistaken. Oh, weird to see the trees growing up like this. Oh, there it is. Another moving dot of light. How am I supposed to get up there? Oh, good lord. Oh, goodness. My back's really bothering me. Fireworks are not fun. At least the babies got through it okay. Gosh, I hope I don't fall. Not good at jump puzzles. Oh, goodness. Okay, here's another rock with a ball of light popping in and out of it. I'm gonna get up on the rock, and then when the light's on the ground, I press the dig button, and now I have 2 of 3 lights. Another light all the way over there. I wonder if that's the one I've already done. There's clearly nowhere over here to go. It's like a roof on the ground over there. Maybe a collapsed tent. Maybe we'll hear bits of that story. I think I need to go down. Distraction with that light in. As I'm running through the trees, it looks like they're growing, and it's a little creepy. What's this? Oh, architecture blueprint plans. This is okay, back to the path I originally was on. Let's go to the left this time. Alright, move forward. Guitar and an amp. See, there's a light back there, but I thought I got that one. Laboriously turn around. Yeah, I got that one. Okay, so it's just still marking the places where I picked up those light balls. No. Must get lights. Ah, there's a spot. Pacing on this is kind of slow. Oh, it's all the way up there. Goodness. How does one get all the way up there? Oh, that's not gonna work. Shoot. Coming back for you. Oh, that's where it is, okay. Alright, what happens when I bow on this rock? Achievement unlocked. The way forward. What's happening? Well, I'm glowing quite brightly. Okay. Oh, there's another light source. We'll head towards that. Fence buried in the ground. Dig spot. 74 sparkles.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes, the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Well, I don't know what to do next. I appear to be hemmed in by rocks. So, check out one thing before I get too far past these rocks, though. Excuse me. This is a cave and can I go through it? Nope. Alright, that answers that question. I guess we'll go back by that tree. Don't love things that are ambiguous. If that tree isn't the right spot to go to, then I will probably call it quits for the day. Just to save on frustration. Oh, that ran into a hole. Oops. Hi. Hello. Okay. Big first tree. New lights to gather. A distant field. This must be the way forward. $77 sparklies. Oh, there's a wolf.
The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong.
There's another baby.
My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
Okay, let's chase this evil wolf. Killed all my babies. Oh, okay. Yep. Nope, I missed 3 of them. That sucks. It's running down a 2/4, I guess. Looks like the guy is upset his dad is dead. Which is fair. Fox is upset her babies are dead, which is super fair. This is pretty amazing. Path. An hour. Said find 2 more babies, so I found. I wonder if this means I find 2/3 of the way through or like halfway through. Because I found the first baby really fast. Maybe 2 more babies. There's a light, so.
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
Letters. Okay, so he went to bed. What does that mean for the game? I don't understand. Because so far it's just been them talking, so like. Seems like a lot of urgency with the wolf and the music. Oh, screen goes black. Loading the next piece. I'm standing. The fox is standing in water. Beautiful night sky. Little lights coming up. I'm gonna walk. I'm walking through like very shallow.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this.
It's a bright star.
I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
There is deer light. Light appeared. I turned towards it. There's deer. I'm gonna
You know what it's like not to have a mom at home,
chase the deer.
and you know how hard that made my childhood.
Go back to the.
What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital.
Cute stuff.
So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more, I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling, of the wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
Okay, I'm in a field of deer. All kinds of deer. Babies. Mamas, papas. Some of them are laying down, some of them are just walking around. There's a lake they're just hanging out in. Not seemed bothered by my presence at all. Found a path up, so I'm following that. Yay, sparkles! Another path. Let's follow that. sparkly lights on a jump puzzle. I have 90. I think I've missed 5 so far that I know about. Nope. Okay. Almost fell. That would have been the worst. I know I missed 3, so that would have been 95 at this point. 93, 94, 95 now. I wonder if I missed some if they just moved them? Wouldn't that be nice if I could just get them later? Screen's going dark. Loading. Ooh, M&Ms. I don't want to crunch on camera though. Okay, it's raining.
The fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there.
Lord. Oh, good lord.
The rain cascaded onto the jade valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
Shish kebabs, I hope I didn't miss one. Keeps America's smile. I hope I almost only missed one, is what I was trying to say. Oh, did this cut out my web capture in the middle of this? It did. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me refresh that real quick. I wonder when that cut out. I'm so sorry. There, how's that? There, how's that? There, how is that? Okay. Okay, let's keep going, shall we? You can hear Luz talking. I can't jump that high at all. He's talking to somebody on the phone, I think. Sparkle! 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 I have 98 sparkles. There's a house coming up. 100. I got an achievement. I guess we're gonna go towards the house. Pretty far up there. A bunch of lumber. At the base of the cliff. Don't think I'm gonna be able to get up there. Give me my next clue. Oh, there's a saw. Nope, no clues. Okay, continue. I like how the music just stops. There's sparkles over there. So the guy sounds very sad. I'm guessing it's a bit of depression. Armchair diagnosis and all that. That was really pretty. Okay, so. No, there are no sparkles, but let's see if we can go up here. We can, and there's a house. Sparkles. House seems to be overrun. Overgrown now. It's like half buried. That's tungsten. Those must have gone downstairs as well. That house is kind of dead end. It has a clean roof, the other one had a red roof. I'm not really sure where we're next. Can't go up here, can I? Trying to run up the side of this cliff. I'm still making progress. I don't know if I meant to, though. But fuck it. I am up near the other red house. Okay, I didn't have a red roof. Nope. There's a red house. It's not letting me get anywhere near it. Even though I'm up on top of this cliff. Come on, cliff. Play nice. Looks like I should be able to get up there. Well, there's a memory spot over there. Yeah, that's sparkle. Can I get up on top of these? Yes. I am on top of the log pile. See a bright light over there. Let's go for this one first. There it is. It's making banging noises.
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
Oof, that's tough. Okay, I can see the light. I don't really know how to get up there. There's an ambulance buried in the grass. I'm gonna go over these hills and see if this will help me get up there. And it looks like super beat up. I guess everything has, but I'm guessing this isn't gonna let me jump up it. But let's find out, shall we? There, I made it. There's the forklift. Probably the next way I'm supposed to be going. I'm gonna collect this memory first. Was probably supposed to come up that hill on the other side, but I don't care.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
Oof, that's a big tree. Oh, my other baby.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
Shut his tongue.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
Sun's rising. Just like I had the other night. Following this horrible wolf. We're just having a walk towards the first tree. She won't run. She's just gonna pour right up. There's nothing else she can do. Heck, this is sad. I should put. I'll have to see if I have this where they should have put a tag about grief.
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth.
I'm walking apart.
Each of us have our own journey to the first tree, but Sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Just walking up the biggest damn route in the world. Which is good because it looks like it's a bridge over a huge gap. Land around us is all red, both in the sunrise and I think just maybe it's just the sunrise. I don't know what I'm gonna find at the root, but I'll climb up into the tree as far as I can, I guess. No sparkles to guide me. She won't move forward anymore. She's close to the base of the tree. Zooms out. You can see the tree with the sunrise, the sun shining through its branches, and just barely her at the base of the tree. The first tree awakens and gently asks if there's one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says, and she's gone.
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Well, feelings.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
Well, it's got a loading screen. Can't imagine what it's loading, because that felt like an ending. So his dad died and he had a dream about a mama fox losing her babies. It says, the screen says 6 months later. I feel like I'm laying down in a house. Feels like something stood up. I can move towards the window. There's a bunch of trash outside. It looks like there's a lady asleep. I must be Joseph. Very creepy photo on the wall. Open the door. Weird curtains. Box that says memories. Bit heavy-handed. Bedroom, living room. Kitchen. Living room with a fireplace. Can't seem to click on anything. A Looks like the fox is running around Alaska. Can't seem to touch anything. This is like a weird little side room. Can I go out the back door? Oh, there, a box is blocking the way. Can I go out this door? Walk outside. There's a moving van. Boxes. Swing. Gonna walk into the grass. Garage opens. There's the damn truck. With the bed in the back. Can't seem to open the door. That's all that's in here. Power lines. I'll walk out. That must be what that grave was. I can run. This must be the road up to there. To the house. Can't leave that way. Can't leave that way. Fence. Got a big old cliff. Damn, that's a gorgeous view. Lake, mountains, and trees. Yeah, it would have been lonely going up here. And behind the house, this is the trash you could see through the window. We can go down into this valley, so let's do that. Hope I don't get eaten. Here's the tent I thought I saw buried. Just junk there. Go any deeper into the valley that way. Another fence line. Wraps around to a shed. Rusted out little car. Just an empty shed. Okay. Probably can't go any further this way, huh? Nope. 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 Okay. Heading back the way I came, I think, on the other side. Yeah, missed this road coming down entirely. Go me. I have to stick to the edges, obviously, because I'm a weirdo. Yeah, there's a whole path. I'm supposed to find something or interact with something or what? There's another path. I feel like if there's anything I was supposed to find, it would be a grave, but seeing all the things you mentioned, let's see if I can wake up Rachel. Let's open this door. It's gotta be a bathroom. Called it. Nope. Cannot click on Rachel. I officially have no idea what to do. Oh, they moved in? This looks like a nursery room that they're painting. Or did they lose a baby? It's a cute little house. It's a drawing of that fox. And a deer. Now that I found the kids' room, is there something out here for me to find? Okay, I'm looking this up because I am confused. I want text, not video. It's all gonna be videos. That's interesting. Apparently you have to get all 150 of the stars. And get all the pillars. And apparently a bunch of rabbits. I guess there's secret spots to dig. Okay, the only thing I can find is about the tent, so let's go there. Oh shoot, where is the tent? There it is. Okay, so you can collect. So you go in the tent. Looks at the radio and a sketch pad. Sleeping bag unrolled and the sleeping bag rolled.
What the hell?
There's a light and there's a fox. I am following the fox, and I can suddenly go down into an area I haven't been able to go into before. She's running ahead of me. fox. Oh, and she has 3 babies. One of them stops and looks back at him. And my point of view is rising up into the tree. Oh, this is gorgeous. Mountains and valleys. The first tree. Well, that was a gorgeous game. I'll have to put a content warning on my recap. I should have read the description again. I'm sure it said something. Looks like the couple is actually married and they did the voices. It was a beautiful game. Running around Alaska. Looks like the song was You Are a Memory, Message to Bears. You Are a Memory by Message to Bears. It makes you think, if you've lost people, friends, family. You can get really stuck. Sometimes you just need somebody to remind you how to move forward. It's so beautiful. I'm guessing it might be an homage to something. I think it's a beautiful way to do that. This is an interesting way to introduce people to the idea of grief as well. Would you like to anonymously submit your statement to the first tree to an online moderated database? It may appear randomly to other players. Yes. Well, stream. That was an interesting... Yeah, it was an interesting game. I think I'm gonna have to go eat a bunch of cookies about it. About 2 hours for me. I missed a bunch of the stars. Apparently there's 150 of them. I did have to look at what I was missing. When I play a game for more than about an hour, I get kind of dumb about things where I can't remember what to do. What to click on. I'm also in a lot of pain today, and I didn't sleep well last night because of the fireworks. So keep in mind that it's okay to do that. The game is meant to be what you make of it. So yeah, I'll try and do another one next weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful week. To sign off and remind you that you should drink lots of water, hydrate, take your meds, hug something soft and cuddly, try and find some joy in your everyday. But other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful week, stream. Bye.